What's happening, YouTube? It's Christopher. Just wanted to make a quick demo video for a new amp that I picked up on a whim yesterday or last night from a music mill in Manchester, New Hampshire. And the amp in question here is the Boss Katana 100 watt head. And as far as impulse buys go, it's got to be the best one I've ever done. I'm so pleased with this amplifier. I had to do a quick video. Now, I've not even had the thing for 24 hours yet, but in the time that I've had it, I played with it here at home for a little while, and then I went to the band room and I actually jammed with a bass player and a drummer last night with it, and holy crap, it's going to replace my 50 watt Fender Machete head, which I've been using pretty much exclusively. Well, I should say not exclusively. I've been using that and my Bugera Tri-Rack that I've been using. Those two amps have been holding me up as a guitar player in the band for quite a while now, and they've been my go-to amps. But holy crap, this is the first time I've ever seen a solid state amp that's ridiculously loud. This is so much louder than those two amps. It's not even funny. You can see over here, we've got a power control setting. Right now I'm on 0.5 watts. I can tell you, last night I played with a drummer and a bass player at full volume on the 0.5 watt setting with my master probably around here, about 3/4 of the way, maybe a little more up. And that kept up with a drummer and a bass player, no problem, on the 0.5 watt setting. Now, I did play with this, and I went to the 50 watt and the 100 watt, and on the 100 watt setting, this thing is ridiculously loud. Ridiculously loud. It's so much louder than my other two amps. I barely touched the volume on the 100 watt setting to maybe about there. Playing at full volume with a drummer and a bass player, that was more than enough to hold through a 412 PV cabinet. Right now I'm playing through my Bugera 212 Turbo Sound cab, and it sounds awesome through that as well. Through the 412 it sounds so huge, and it's extremely loud. I'm not going to do a full demo on this amp. I just want to quickly go through the sounds that I can very quickly get. There's software that you can put on your laptop or your computer to control this via USB. In the back over here, there's a USB connection that allows you to hook up to your computer, and you can manipulate the sounds using the software that they have for free for the amp. The thing that's ridiculous is that this head, brand spanking new, costs $349, and it just ruins the tube heads that I've been playing through. I'm so blown away by this amp, it's not even funny. Right now I'm on the clean channel over here. There's an acoustic setting right there. That's not meant to make your electronic or your electric guitar sound like an acoustic. It's actually meant for you to use the amp as an acoustic amp. So you're supposed to plug in an actual acoustic into the amp, and this will do what an acoustic amplifier is supposed to do. I have not yet used it, although I have an acoustic sitting on the wall right in front of me now that I could try it with, but I'll save that for another video. So I'm just going to run through the others, which is the clean, the crunch, the lead, and the brown sound. Boss makes a head called the Waza head, and it's ridiculously expensive. It's like almost $3 for this head. And the brown sound apparently came from the development of that head. And it's a really good, great, actually, sounding gain. But here's the clean. I'm playing through my Washburn Ola England V160. This guitar is my new favorite thing in the world. But it sounds really good. I'm going to give it a little bit of volume so you can hear the clean. It's extremely clean. Of course, I've got the gain set at halfway, so there's a tiny bit of gain on it. or it's half the gain, I should say, for the clean channel, but it's not overdriving the amp. But when you don't have the gain up, you have to use the master volume a little more than you want to. So on the clean channel, I don't think I could get away playing with a band at the 0.5 watt setting. I'd have to go to 50 or 100 on the clean channel. But as far as the gain channel goes, I can stay on the 0.5 watts. So right now my master volume is about halfway up on the clean. And that's not very loud. It's still at a very comfortable bedroom volume. It's very sparkly sounding, and I have the presence turned way down. I found that this amp is extremely bright. If I turn the presence way up, it's too glassy and sharp. It still sounds good, it's just a little too bright for my liking. And I got the bass a little bit up past halfway, the middle's just before halfway, and treble's about, you know, the 2 o'clock area. And it sounds like that, and it's really good. Right now I'm on the middle setting on my guitar using split coils of 2 humbuckers, so it's 2 single coil sounds in the middle. It sounds very clean, very nice and chimey sounding. That's the clean channel. I'm going to go full humbucking mode on the guitar, and here's the neck pickup. So it immediately made it louder because it's a full humbucker now. A lot more punch you could get away with playing. That's a clean channel. So I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit, and I'm going to go up to the crunch channel, where you can get a really good sounding gain for the classic rock tones, you know. Turn the gain up a bit. Can mess with the EQ a little bit and get the bass pumping. Probably can't hear it through the camera on my phone, but the cab is definitely responding to that bass. It thumps a little bit. Too much maybe. Mids, crank those and get that. And I should also mention that I've got the reverb on this right now. Here, probably just around a 10 o'clock range. And you get that nice full spring reverb sound. On this knob, once you go past halfway, it kicks in on a different effect, which I think is a vibrato. So right up at the halfway point is as much reverb as you're going to get. Then once you go past that, oh, I stand corrected. For some reason I thought it did that. I think it's on these other ones. So wow, that's a lot of reverb. So that's a crazy amount of reverb. So that's cool. You can get that really big concert hall sound. That works for me though. But that's the crunch channel. It sounds really good. Yeah, not my style, but hey, it's good. The lead is really kind of hot. It's great for bleeds, actually. It really cuts. Excellent sounding lead channel. And again, this amp is extremely bright. This presence knob is my friend. I don't like to turn this up on the gain channel too high because it gets like ear piercing. So I've been using the presence way down on this amp. It sounds pretty good. So that's the lead channel. The last channel here is the brown channel, which is their high gain. And it's perfect, in my opinion. I love the gain that this channel gets. It's awesome. So that's with the gain almost all the way up. I'm about 3/4. So if I crank it all the way up, you can hear the hum increased and you get a lot more gain. I found that setting totally nails the Megadeth sound. It sounds so much like the Countdown to Extinction album. It's really, really perfect for that metal, thrashy type of sound. It's awesome. There's no pedals, by the way, running into this amp at all. It's just the head all by itself plugged into my guitar. And it's freaking awesome. I absolutely love this head a lot. And by the way, I had the mids way up on that, so I scoop it out a little bit to sound better. You can get that old school scooped mids. I like a little mid in my sound, so I turn that up about halfway, maybe a little more. Love the sound of this amp. I can't say it enough. For $350, you can't beat this amplifier at that price, especially for how friggin' loud this amp gets. Again, I'm on the 0.5 watt setting, and it's a little bit loud for playing in the bedroom where I'm at now. Probably right about here would be a good comfortable level to play. I can still talk over it, and it sounds awesome because it's got that cool, it's emulating a tube amp where if you crank the volume and you have this at a lower volume setting, it's emulating a tube being hit when your volume's way up. Of course, it's just an emulation of it. Nothing is really like the real thing, but I'll tell you what, this amp gets very close to the same feeling as a real tube amp. I challenge you to get behind one of these amps and see if you can tell the difference. It really plays awesome, and it feels good. And it's a very strange thing to try to explain to somebody that you can actually feel a tube amp. Unless you've played one for a while, you know what I'm talking about. But otherwise, it's tough to explain that feeling that you get from a tube amp. And this comes so close. I can't say they nailed it, but it's so close. And for $349, you cannot beat this head. Especially, you know, for playing the high gain stuff. This thing sounds insane. It just sounds awesome for playing that kind of music, and it's incredibly loud. I can't stress that enough. I'm on the 0.5 watt setting. If I change this over to the 100 watt and turn my guitar up, oh my God, I don't even want to hit the strings. It's going to be so loud. Oh, that's painful. That made my whole house shake doing that. It's a ridiculously loud amplifier. That's one of the things that they tried to do was get the volume of a solid state amp up into the realm of a tube amp, and they went beyond it, in my opinion. This thing is louder than both of my tube amps that I have in my band room. One's a 100 watt and one's a 50 watt, and this thing is louder than both of them. And it does what you want it to do. I highly recommend them. Check them out. There we go. It sounds so good. No pedals needed in front of this thing. The only thing that you might want to get is probably a noise suppressor or a noise gate to put in front of it, because it definitely hums. You can hear a hum, and when you're loud in front of the amp and when you're playing with a band, you can hear that hum there as well. So maybe a noise gate in front of it, but that's it. You don't have to put anything in front of it. And I haven't even talked about the effects that are on this thing, because honestly, I haven't used them yet. I might do a second video on this once I figure out how to make your own patches, and you can preset 4 different channels to your own tones, and there's a pedal that's sold separately that I just ordered today for this, so when I get the pedal, maybe I'll do another video to show how that's done. But I just want to let you guys hear how this thing sounds and let you know that if you get a chance to get your hands on one of these, do it. Don't hesitate to buy this amp. It's awesome. So, yeah. That's that. That's the Katana head from Boss. Enjoy it. See ya.